Man, 20 seconds goes by fast these days. What the frick is good, Zero X Nation? It's your boy, Michael Wong. I'm a social media manager here. You might see me on the timeline. And I'm joined by the Dev Relations Queen, Jessica Lynn. What's up, Jessica? How you feeling today?
Nice, feeling good. Good to be here with you.
I'm feeling good today because last time we recorded one of these, it was like at 7 a.m. my time and Jessica's time. I had time to do my hair this morning. I had time to drink some water, and I'm feeling good too. I'm feeling hydrated. Zero X Nation, today we have two of the best guests I could possibly imagine for an episode like this. If you've been sticking with us, we just launched a brand new Zero X with more to come. In fact, that has a lot to do with the people that develop and integrate with the Zero X and all of our APIs. Also means updates for the Zero X protocol. Also means updates for Matcha. We'll give a little bit of taste of that later. You've seen it on the timeline. Let's dive into it. I have those guests that I mentioned right with us right now. The first guest is Teju Adeyinka. She's a PM for the dev side of Zero X. Happy to introduce her. And also paired with her, I have Eric Wong, my fellow Wong gang member, PM for governance at Zero X. He's going to be able to talk about the protocol and everything that's updated there. So let's introduce those folks to the stage. Boom, Teju. Boom, Eric. What is up? It is looking sunny where everybody is, and I hope it stays that way as long as it can. How you doing today, Teju?
Hi, it's actually rainy here, so I don't know why it looks sunny, but it's like a good rainy day. It's all good.
It's actually raining here too, low key. I was lying to everybody on that one, but it looks good. It still looks good. What about you, Eric? What's the weather like where you living?
Oh, it's actually sunny. Chicago is turned on the weather machine, baby, so we're good.
Okay, cool. Maybe 2 out of 4 there. Jessica, is it sunny where you are?
It's not too bad. It's a clear day, so
It's clear. Thank you for it's not sunny, but it's clear. I appreciate that.
It's all right.
Well, this is great. I'm so happy to have you guys on Powered by Zero X. Teju, do you want to give a quick intro about what you do with Zero X and maybe your little history with Zero X as well?
Sure. So hi everyone, my name is Teju again. I'm the product manager for developer experience at Xerox. Basically, everything that makes it really good and smooth for you to use our APIs, whether you are a developer who's starting out or you are a much bigger integrator. I've been at Xerox for about a year now, and I'm really excited to be here to share what we've been working on with you.
Great. Thank you, Teju. Eric, what's up, man? Tell us about what you do at Zero X.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, everyone, I'm Eric. PM roughly on the governance side here. And really, what I do here is focus on the community, focus on the protocol, and really helping usher in the decentralization roadmap for the protocol itself. So all my Xerox holders, my integrators, my builders, want to build platforms and communities and programs for you. So if you got any ideas, hit us up on Twitter, on Discord, just find us and find the community.
Thank you, Eric. So, hey, if you're building on Zero X, Teju, Jessica, they're your girls. If you are a ZRX holder and you want to know what the heck is going on, Eric's your guy too. Make sure you follow him on Zero X Protocol. We'll post that here somewhere as well. It's a different protocol, or it's a different Twitter than the main Zero X project Twitter. And again, we'll talk about that later. But first, bear markets are for building, and I want to start this out by talking about everything that's new with Zero X. We have a whole suite of APIs that are available to developers and integrators. Also have a beautiful new brand suite. We spent a lot of time and effort. Definitely Teju was involved in this in making a brand new website for every developer and integrator, new and old, to make sure that they can self-navigate, self-serve, do everything they want to do that makes it a frictionless experience to build with Zero X. The website is no different. I think the website's beautiful. It is easy to navigate, and we're going to show you that in just a second. But Teju, do you want to take a little bit of a tour with us around this site?
Sure. So I guess to just start with, the premise with all of this is we want to make it as easy as possible to build Web3 products to power token exchange. And this website presents basically everything that you need for that. We've been in the game for a really long time, powering all of these things, but we wanted to make sure the message was clear, the story is clear, that we're the best place to make sure that you're building the best Web3 apps. So if you just scroll around, I think the first thing that you will notice here is that it says go to dashboard. So there is like a spanking new dashboard, a new way to get onboarded to 0x that's extremely streamlined.
You used to have to contact someone from 0x and they had to get you set up. Is that right, Teju?
Yep. You had to fill out a form and just wait for us. And it was a very manual process. But now we've made it less than 5 minutes. You're set up with your API keys. You're ready to go. So we've split this because we know integrators have lots of different needs. There are people who are just starting out, people who have built out products that have tons of users. And so we've streamlined like a lot of this for you. You can start on the free tier, just click the get started button, and you get an account, an API key as quickly as possible. We also have a custom tier now for enterprise users. Just like this, they can also get started on the free tier, but then if you need custom SLAs, access to higher rate limits, you need some customized plans, some customized supports, we're also here for you. And so we're here to support you every step of the way, whether you're just starting out, and even as you grow out the product. So even as you grow out, we continue to expand with you and scale with you as well.
I think this is a good opportunity to, take a step back and help everybody get like a very clear idea about what 0x provides for the space at large. And then, of course, this relaunch is one big part of that relaunch was to make an effort to help people have a very clear idea about what that is that we provide for this space. I mean, even if you go back to the homepage, Jessica, I think, our co-CEOs are very happy with the idea of having one line for 0x that helps people understand. And though it's not here on the homepage, I think this communicates it well. It's in our Twitter bio, folks. Powerful APIs to build financial apps on crypto rails. Powerful APIs to build financial apps on crypto rails. So if you didn't know what to say about 0x before, or didn't know what to tell your mom that you do at work, that's the company that you work for. We provide powerful APIs to build financial apps on crypto rails. And I think this website helps to make it a lot more simple for people to understand that, for developers to tap into that. Do you have any comment on what this relaunch means for the refresh of 0x at large? Maybe we go to Jessica for that.
Yeah, sure. I definitely like the story of that this one-stop shop that you're talking about. We essentially have been building in the space for so long that we've seen the hiccups and the frictions that come from having to pull different tools from just a number of different sources. And so having built different layers of the stack, we're like, oh, we know what curated tools will make it smooth and easy for developers, and let's just put that all in one place. And so looking at the different APIs that Michael was talking about, we have our swap API, TX relay, token registry, order book, transaction history. Like all of these are pieces that are required to build that best DeFi experience. And we know that these are like the leading standards because we're working with the top wallets and exchanges in the spaces. And so we understand the frictions and the needs that come with building in this space. So
yeah, I mean, folks, if you don't know, because we're behind the scenes for a lot of this, crypto, at each market that you've cycled, that you've been through, we've been there, and we've been behind the scenes. But dude, 0x is Lindy. It has a very legitimate place in crypto. Jessica, the developer relations queen, she has worked with developers that are, brand new, fresh out the hackathon, all the way up to some of these names you see on the screen right now. So Jessica, why don't you kind of recap real quick some of the integrations over the last couple of years that we've had with some of these big namers?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the list here, we have our Coinbases. Coinbase, we integrate their wallets when you're exchanging, making trades for tokens in the back end. Like we're helping find the best price for you. We recently launched with Transaction Relay with Robinhood. We can take a look at their wallet, and just a number of these names that we see in the space, from Phantom to Zapper to MetaMask to YDX. DeFi Saver was one of the projects that essentially started with us. To Matcha, our like own in-house best aggregator exchange.
Yeah, I mean, folks don't even know that Matcha is like vertically integrated with 0x. And if you didn't know that and you learned that here, welcome to the party. We're gonna have a lot to say about Matcha here in the next month. So Yeah, thank you, Jessica, for that. So this is a big moment for ZeroX. We've kind of, reintroduced ourselves, kind of help the community have a very clear, simple thought about how we impact the space and how we help builders build awesome financial apps using our APIs. I want to give this opportunity to get Eric in here to talk a little bit about the difference now between the protocol and this team that's building these APIs and maintaining these APIs. I know a lot of people are curious, Eric. So why don't you give us a quick scoop on the difference between ZeroX, the labs, the company that we're building and we're all part of, and then the ZeroX protocol, which we all support.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And honestly, that's something that I hope becomes more and more clear as we, this brand refresh from Xerox is super exciting and also gives us an opportunity to really put the protocol in its own spotlight as well. So just kind of, a quick high level here, Xerox protocol, is positioned to be the trusted open source protocol for the settlement of decentralized exchange of tokenized value. That's a mouthful there. But really what you can think of it as really like a fundamental building block that a lot of teams like ZeroX can build upon. It is an open source public good. It's meant to be fully permissionless to use and to contribute to and to govern. And so where this difference between ZeroX and Xerox protocol comes from is really that there's this core thesis behind the development of Xerox protocol of an off-chain order infrastructure with on-chain settlement. And that design is to provide a really efficient and flexible protocol for exchange. So when you think about those two components, Xerox protocol is that on-chain settlement, and ZeroX is that off-chain order infrastructure. Teju and Jessica can definitely speak a lot more to it. So as they've been kind of talking, I'll summarize it in like a one-liner. ZeroX is that developer first platform that provides that suite of APIs to simplify building a dApp. So example here of like, where does the line of Xerox protocol start and end, and where does ZeroX start and end? Let's think about Matcha, right? And how it all fits together. So when a user goes to Matcha to make a swap, it's pinging Xerox's swap API, which then through their off-chain infrastructure, figure out what is the best way to make that trade. That's the ZeroX part. And then Matcha will surface that response to the user to sign, and then it'll submit it on chain, which is settled by Xerox protocol. So hopefully that helps illustrate a little bit of that difference here. I'm going to summarize it all. Xerox protocol, open source, public good, permissionless for everyone to build and use. And then ZeroX is providing that off-chain order infrastructure.
Yeah, wow. Thank you, Eric. That was actually very clear. Helped me even. I've been here for a few months. Let me ask you this question though. Like, what kind of developers and projects would build with ZeroX Labs, like the team that has the APIs, and which teams would be better suited working with protocol?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say if you're building a dApp, I would honestly start with looking at ZeroX. Their whole mission is to make it easier for developers to build that application and to focus on all the things that they want to make it unique. And so I think going to the APIs that Xerox has built really strips away all those complexities of some core components of a financial application, right? Like swaps, your transaction history, your token related data. And so I would definitely encourage developers to start from there. And I think it's as you build and realize that there's functionality that doesn't exist, that's when it could make sense to look at the protocol. For example, Xerox protocol currently doesn't support direct NFT to NFT swap, but maybe you're a marketplace that thinks that is a super interesting experience for your users. That's where maybe you might want to turn to the protocol and contribute to it. So I'd say that's kind of where I would recommend people to start. And then shout out if you're a project that's defining new types of value, you're the next token standard for, music or stuff like that. That's where I think turning to the protocol to really push for it to be included and to be part of this kind of open standard would be really important. So that's how I would kind of push different developers to look into the protocol or to start at ZeroX.
And the protocol voting and forum is popping, y'all. So like if you want to get a convo started with the protocol, it's easy to do. Eric's in there all the time. I'm in there sometimes. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that, man. I'm going to give Jessica and Teju an opportunity to chat a little bit about our new APIs.
I guess like just following from what Eric said, with Xerox being the place to be if you are trying to build a DApp, if you're not trying to establish something absolutely new, you want to just get started with building up a DApp, Xerox is the place to go. And with this rebrand, what we've done is not just one thing. So before now, we had the Xerox Swap API, which powers a lot of other powerful apps that you saw before. But we've now launched a lot of different new APIs. The first one is TX Relay API, that's transaction relay. And it helps to power gasless products like Robinhood that Jessica was talking about earlier. It helps to simplify the process very easily. If we're trying to onboard the next million, billion end users, they will not be people who we want to bother with paying gas, making sure they're funding with native tokens and all of those things. To power new use cases, we need innovative solutions like this. And so if you're trying to build an app that has smooth onboarding, is for new users to DeFi or to crypto, TX Relay is definitely where you need to be at. We also have the transaction history API that is coming soon. And it basically lets you collect data about all of the different transactions that your users are doing and go beyond just like offering them swaps, so offering them insights about trades that they've done in the past. We have the token registry API, and that's extremely important because of right now we have millions and millions of tokens scattered across all of the different chains. And if you're a DApp that needs a way to display this in a way that makes sense, you want to make sure you have some form of a curated token list. You want rich metadata about all of these tokens. The token registry API is where you need to be at. The order book API is an improvement on our existing limit orders. So if you're looking to build an app that has limit order functionality, that's where you need to go to. I guess like something else that I would like to mention with Xerox in general is as Eric mentioned earlier, is very developer focused, very user focused. We're trying to make sure we remove all of the complexity of building in DeFi. And so if you're a fintech as well, if you're a Web2 company that isn't very familiar with Web3, you're looking for where to start, you want to start with your existing corp of engineers, all of these APIs are perfect for you. With some of our like existing integrators, there are people who have never built in DeFi before or in Web3 before, but they found all of our docs, all of our APIs extremely easy to use. And as I mentioned, we have like support every step of the way. Even if you go to the dashboard, there's like live support there as well. So if you're ever stuck, we're here for you.
Yeah, in addition to the refresh of the website, we also refreshed our documentation. So yeah, take a look at xerox.org/docs. You can see a breakdown for all those different APIs that Teju just talked about. And for each of them, we have introductory information about how it is, why, like what features we've added into it. You can play around with it. We have guides on how to use it, some demo apps that you can play around with in code sandboxes. So just really get a feel for how to use it. And then if you have questions while implementing, we're here to help you guys get set up. And one interesting feature about the docs that we released with the launch is our docs, the search bar is now AI powered. So you've probably all seen the ChatGPT discussions going around. We've integrated this in so that it's really, you can ask your questions in a natural way and get assistance literally while you're building within the docs. So if you have a question, have some errors, feel free to jump in here, ask those questions here as a first stopgap.
Yeah, shout out Mendable AI for your help in making our docs even more accessible for folks. We appreciate that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You already gave us an overview of transaction relay. I want to try and go into some of the significance of this. So when you say you can build a frictionless app and kind of abstract away the complexities that are involved with onboarding a new user into DeFi, I'm talking about, hey, your uncle said, I heard about Bitcoin on I heard about some sort of coin on CNBC. Like, what do I do? How does transaction relay help, like I said, abstract away those complexities for users?
Yeah. So I guess like for context, everyone that's listening to this like probably already knows this. But when you want to swap an app or you want to interact with DeFi in any way, there's like a huge component which is like paying in the native token. So ETH, for instance, or Matic. And so when you want to do a swap today, you not only need the token you're trying to sell, or the token you're trying to sell rather, but you also need to make sure you have a native token. That means if you're trying to onboard your uncle, for instance, you're like, oh yeah, not only do you need X, you also need XYZ token as well to make sure you can do the swap. And TX Relay basically magically removes that entire component of requiring the native token. And so if you want to swap USDC, you don't need USDC and ETH or USDC and Matic. You just need USDC and you're good to go. Also, another really interesting part of this is that we bundled approvals into this. So instead of having to approve token and then also do the swap, we bundled it in one thing. And so this is perfect if you're trying to onboard people who are extremely new to crypto, or if you're trying to power use cases that feel a bit less rather crypto native. An example is payments, for instance. You're trying to pay in merchants. That's not really a case where you want to ask people to also hold like a native token. And so this is perfect for that. If you're trying to build new, interesting, novel use cases with Web3, TX Relay API is what you need to access.
Wow. Okay. So, folks, just like you see on the screen here, you don't need the native token to interact with the chains anymore. You don't need your new users won't have to have a little bit of ETH to change that USDC into whatever they want, Pepe, Wojak, ETH. They won't have to also make approvals, which also costs ETH or whatever. It's all gasless approvals, all gasless swaps. That's really exciting if you're an app like Robinhood, for instance, who has a lot of crypto newbies and wants to onboard those folks who don't fully understand gas fees. If they want to onboard Bitcoin users who don't understand Ethereum gas fees, it all works all up, full up with the transaction relay API, abstracts all of that away. One little piece of alpha I got for you folks is that the brand new Matcha that we're releasing soon is going to include transaction relay in a feature that I'm not going to talk about right now, but it's going to be an exciting way for Matcha also to onboard a lot more users. So all right, folks, if you're excited about building in Web3, but are a little trepidatious about your users being able to interact with the gas fees and everything, just like Teju said, transaction relay is the one to use. If you want early access, go to the website, go to the transaction relay page and hit that get early access button. And we'll make sure you get access through your Xerox dashboard and you can play with it yourself and get started really fast. So, folks, it's a mate. Xerox chock full of banger APIs that are going to help onboard the next billion people in the crypto. We're certain of it. We've already been doing this through partners like Coinbase, like MetaMask, like Robinhood, Zapper, Xerion, you name it. If you're interacting with it or if your uncle's interacting with it and asking you about it, Xerox is probably involved. And we're really excited that it's also a self-serve experience for the most part now through Xerox dashboard, which gives you, like I said, self-serve access to our APIs and to generate your own keys, things that weren't available before. And, we just want to get you going faster and more frictionless. Great. So, Eric, I want to get you back on stage here. We talked a lot about Xerox and we gave you a moment earlier to talk about the differences between Xerox and the Xerox protocol. Man, what's going on with the protocol though? Like, give us a quick update. Let us know what's new and what people should be thinking about when it comes to protocol.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you giving me a little time here. Super excited for everything that's happening on the protocol side. Again, I think this rebrand and this relaunch just gives an opportunity for Xerox protocol to be in that limelight again and really show why it's this trusted decentralized exchange infrastructure. Jessica, thanks for pulling up the website here. What's new? What's going on? Like Michael said, the Discourse forum is popping, Discord's popping, Twitter's popping. Make sure you're following and keeping up to date. But to me, I really see the protocol is there's two main components. There's the technology, the smart contracts that underlie everything, and then the community piece. And there's cool things happening on both. On the technology side, shout out to TX Relay and all of that. It's actually really exciting that ZIP 96, which stands for Xerox Improvement Protocol, actually improve the meta transaction and multiplex features of the protocol of the smart contracts, which made TX Relay more efficient, more gasless, and the routing, even better. And so that's one exciting technology improvement that happened. Another one that's in the process right now is for a transition to fully on-chain governance, which means that, you Xerox token holders, you're now in the driver's seat for both the protocol and the treasury of what's going to happen next. How are treasury funds being dispersed? How does the protocol continue to develop? So if you got ideas, definitely pop in and share your thoughts. Community wants to hear, what people want to do. So I guess that's a pretty good segue to the community side. One exciting thing that happened recently was community approved for a delegation experiment that both reactivated inactive voting power and also does a trial compensation period. So if you're out there, you want to get involved in Xerox governance, but you're not a bag holder yourself, no worries. We still want everyone to be involved, and that could be one way you hop in as well. And we've also seen a lot of grant proposals come in, which is always exciting to see more people wanting to build things that grow the overall ecosystem. And Jessica showed that Xerox Protocol website. We're actually in the process of having a new one built by the community for the community. So if you're a dev team out there that wants to help build a new home for the protocol, hit us up. It's an open application process. It's all driven by the community. So I would love to see you there. So I could keep on going on, but I know this is about 0x and the API. So I'll stop there. If you're interested, this landing page has all the links that you need to check out. But yeah, Twitter, Discord, the forum, those are the places to be.
Yeah, especially their new Twitter. Don't forget. I know he just mentioned that, but the Twitter's popping off too. I think that, you mentioned the difference between 0x and the protocol just briefly at the end there. But I want to give a reminder that if you're part of the protocol and the governance, you're impacting what's going on the API side in kind as well. Like I remember part of the ZIP 96 on the meta transactions, that's helping optimize the transaction relay APIs. Isn't that right, Eric?
Yeah, that's right. You're going to get some better performance because of those improvements on the protocol level.
So we're working together, folks. We're working together. So we appreciate everybody in the community, and make sure you join the communities that Eric mentioned if you haven't yet. So Teju, for devs, why is everything that we've talked about on the API side exciting? Like why is this 0x relaunch, the 0x dashboard? Why should devs be excited?
Yeah, I think first of all, it's having a one-stop shop for everything you need to launch, build, scale your Web3 apps. So you no longer have to figure out how to combine or integrate multiple different providers. You have everything you need on Xerox. Also, with the docs that Jessica shared, a lot of our efforts are geared towards making sure you have a great experience when you're building with Xerox. So not just do you have powerful APIs, but they will be extremely simple to use. We will have whatever it is, or whatever resources rather that you need to make development extremely easy. So beyond all of the things that we've launched so far, we are constantly working on a lot of more improvements. We're working on launching all of these APIs that are either coming soon or in beta publicly. And so, yeah.
Let me get Eric in here and ask you the same question. Summate for us, what is exciting in general for the 0x community that we've been able to kind of differentiate, the API side of 0x, the stuff that we're building here at Labs, and the governance community with the protocol?
Yeah, for sure. Again, I think the tagline here is the community is in the driver's seat for the protocol. There's new features you want to add, you have all the power to add it. And I think it's super exciting to be able to contribute to a public good, to such a fundamental building block of the crypto space. Xerox protocol powers a lot. So to be able to contribute to it, to be able to say how that continues to evolve, that's super exciting. Y'all in the driver's seat, come join us.
That's great. Thank you, Eric. I'll answer this one. Why is this all exciting for crypto? And I think it encompasses a lot of what's already been said. I think crypto is obviously an innovative industry, that's to say the least. And within that, everybody's been innovating. And I'm so excited that 0x and 0x protocol, as major pillars in this space, are able to emerge as someone who, as an organization that provides that imperative infrastructure that developers need to make the next suite of apps for the next billion users, or to improve their own apps for their current users who, also deserve a great user experience. So I'm excited for crypto at large. I mean, the fact that people like Robinhood are using transaction relay to onboard the next billion crypto users is really dope to me. And not just for the fact that I'm excited that they're going to be buying into crypto, but also that they're going to be using crypto. And I think a lot of our APIs facilitate really awesome, frictionless, and rich experiences for using DeFi and crypto as well. Jessica, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think there's this concept of moving out of the toy phase and gaining more adoption. And so seeing the tools also solidify and become more mature means that the products that we can build for mainstream can really get those legs and turn that inflection point and start getting the sort of adoption and frictionless user experience that really make it easy for the rest of the world to really understand, like, why is this technology important.
Great. Yeah. Thank you for that. So, all right, folks, we summed up what we've done. And now I want you to, let's wrap this up by looking ahead and seeing what's coming next for Xerox Protocol, Matcha 2. So I'll start with, actually, I'm going to start with Teju here. Let's talk about some of the stuff that folks are going to be looking forward to on the Xerox side of things.
Yeah, I guess as we've mentioned so far, all of the new APIs, so having TX Relay launched publicly, having token registry and transaction history APIs, as well as new products that we have in the pipeline, but also for the Xerox dashboard, launching analytics for that. So beyond being able to just grab your API key and go, we're going to make sure you have insights into what you're building, how to make sure that you can actually grow your products. We're basically investing in your success. So I'm really excited to have that launched. And I guess like everybody else, that's something to look forward to on the Xerox end of things.
Super. Thank you. Eric, I'm going to go to you next, bro. So what can we look forward to in the next 6 months or year of the Xerox protocol? And what are you foreseeing it grows into from here?
For sure. Probably the most exciting thing that'll happen in hopefully the next 6 months is that transition to fully on-chain governance. Really giving people the power and the autonomy to dictate how treasury funds are being dispersed, how the protocol continues to evolve. So super excited for that, kind of giving that new home for Xerox protocol and for the community to come around to. So hope to see everyone who's watching this join in on the discussion and kind of hop in there.
We're talking to you. If you got one half ZRX, get in that forum. Jessica, up to you next. Of course, there's a lot of ways to build with these APIs. What are we looking forward to hackathon-wise?
Yeah, speaking of hackathons, so we have an exciting hackathon coming up in mid-June. So I won't leak the names yet, but to tease, we're going to be partnering with some L2s, a Wallet Connect application, ourselves, and then a data storage infrastructure partner. So pretty much build together a synergistic group of tools to help you guys build the best experience. And so leading up to that hackathon in mid-June, we're going to have a bunch of workshops, talks to help you guys brainstorm and really get familiarized with these tools and get really prepared for that hackathon. So get your ideas ready and look out for the social and links that we'll be posting of how to get involved.
That's right. And this is a virtual hackathon, folks. So you don't need to ask your job to expense anything. You don't have to tap in to the Amex points. Just set a chair up, go get your mug going. No expenses for commutes or anything. And you can win awesome prizes from all of our awesome sponsors as well. I think the theme is related to building frictionless DeFi apps or financial apps. Is that right, Jessica?
Yeah, exactly. So the theme will be decreasing frictions in DeFi. So a lot of what we've talked about and packaging that up in the apps that you'll be building.
And what better to use than Xerox API for that, folks? Xerox APIs are going to be a champion of that hackathon. We're excited to see what you guys build. I'll give something new that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to launching this brand new Matcha. 80,000 of you crazy folks have signed up for the beta, which we're very happy for. Thank you for your participation and thank you for your interest. We're going to be reopening the beta list here soon. There's a lot to look forward to. You can imagine. I mean, we just kind of set it up with everything that's happening on the API side of Xerox. Of course, Matcha is going to be benefiting from so much of that and more. I think I heard one of the co-CEOs, Will Warren, yesterday saying there's 1 billion quality of life improvements that are existing in the brand new Matcha. So, I mean, it's a very delightful experience just to kind of navigate and find all these like awesome little things that you didn't even know you wanted. It's that kind of experience for the brand new Matcha. And just like I said, we're reopening the beta list here soon. We're sorting through 80,000 of you crazy cats who got on that beta list in the last week and a half. Thank you again. So stay tuned to the Twitter. You'll see me tweet something about the beta list reopening, and then you can throw your emails in there again. All right, let's take this home, folks. What did we talk about today? We talked about a brand new Xerox. I'm talking about this team that brings you the APIs, because that's exactly who Xerox is. We're building powerful APIs to build. We're offering powerful APIs to help you build awesome financial applications on crypto rails. And I'm excited about how our new branding has made that very clear and concise for not only developers in the space, but for everybody that works at Xerox to tell their mom what they do at work. I'm also excited that we've made it clearly delineated like ourselves from what Xerox does on the API side from what the wonderful work that's going on in the community for the ZRX and the governance community of the protocol. Eric spoke a lot about that as well. We talked about the Xerox dashboard, which is a brand new dashboard that's helping developers have, almost a frictionless experience to build financial apps themselves. Like get started fast, get started for free, and generate your own API keys for the first time with Xerox. It's really awesome. So all of our APIs that are coming, all of our APIs that are available, you will have access to through Xerox dashboard that's on the website. What did I miss? Oh, we talked about what we're looking forward to, which is the hackathon. We have a hackathon coming, folks. And we're excited for you to join in on that and tap into the prizes from wherever you work and wherever you live. You don't need to commute for this one. We also, of course, we unveiled all of these new APIs. I'm not going to name them because I forgot to name some of them, or I missed the name of a couple of them. But of course, we have the brand new transaction relay API, which if you want access to click the get early access button on the website. This is an API that kind of abstracts away the need for a native token for gas and also abstracts away transaction approvals. One of the first teams to use this was Robinhood, and Teju gave us the scoop on transaction relay. And of course, there's 3 more APIs that are coming: order book, transaction, token registry, and transaction history. Did I get that right this time? Let's go.
Yes.
Okay. They're coming soon, folks. So stay plugged into your email on the email list for that and the Twitter, and we'll give you very quick up-to-date updates on the status of those APIs. Let's show everybody what the brand new Xerox looks like from a video standpoint. We made this awesome video for you guys. It's a hype video of sorts, and I'm excited to show you right now. That's awesome. That's my ringtone now, by the way. So folks, hype isn't just for the beginning of these podcasts, they're also for the end. I hope you're walking away from this feeling energized, excited to build. And if you're not a builder, excited to use DeFi and Web3 apps. I also want to thank our guests for joining us today, Eric from the protocol side and Teju from the platform side. Thank you guys for spending time with us and helping the whole community understand all the new updates. Of course, thank you to Jessica as well. And thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Check out the Twitters. We got 0x Protocol Twitter that you need to plug in yourself into for the community and governance side. And of course, 0x Project. That's the number 0 and the letter X Project. To stay tuned with all the updates, especially about this upcoming hackathon. All right, stay safe on the chain. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Jessica. See you, Teju.